The task in our exercise, the task C, is that you include a variable value in the mqtt message. And for doing that, you need to make a few modifications in the code. So these are like it is in there. So we have an TCP socket, which is the socket, and the socket address is the broker address. And then that's the settings for this communication. And whenever there is a text embed conf app, it is reading it from that embed app JSON. So embed conf app, it is reading it from that embed app JSON. So whenever there is embed conf app, it is reading it from that embed app JSON. Right. And then I'm creating here one sensor value variable. So the variable type is integer and the sensor value is the name of the variable. And if we haven't got any sensor connected, we can just test it by writing here any number. Then for the text, there is the buffer. It's a character buffer. Characters maximum 64 characters there. And then I'm writing the text string. The sensor value is, and that one is then replaced with an integer value coming from the sensor value. Then in the mqtt, I mean, this is from the class mqtt, and then in their namespace message, and then I'm defining a message there. So this is the mqtt message. And then for the message, there are a few definitions, and that's like the quality of service. If you have a look back on the mqtt box client application, there are the similar settings for the mqtt client message. What is the quality of service, and if it is returned, yes or no. And so quality of service, 0, returned false, duplicated false, payload. Then we read the payload from the buffer. And as a payload length, we define there the string length of the buffer. Then it opens the socket, connects to mqtt broker, and then connect data. So wondering what is this data here? So client connect data. The data here was defined in here. There is the data.client ID and data.mqtt version and so on. So that's how we define the connection to the mqtt broker. So there is the broker host name, and then there is our identification for the client. And then for the client, we are publishing a topic, which we take from that embed app JSON. From there, we take the topic. So it's the mqtt topic from there. So it's like there was the embed app JSON. And in there, we have the mqtt topic. That's referred in the code, odd enough, with the capital letters. And then there goes. And that's another. I'm already connecting to the Watson IOD here, so the topic is a little bit different format in here. But anyway, that's the way of referring to the topic. That's the one we were using earlier. So the topic is the mqtt topic, and you change the topic value here. you publishing a certain topic and a certain payload. The payload was configured in here, or the message was configured in here. And then don't publish it too often. 30 seconds is set in here. And then when you have done it, then the client disconnects. You can leave it also like you can publish there like 100 times and disconnect it after 100 times or whatever. But in the end, you disconnect it anyway. And there is also a timeout. If you don't disconnect, it will, of course, disconnect it automatically. And then there is your task. Publish with some hierarchy topic and a payload with JSON format into that topic. In the JSON formatted payload, you should have at least one variable value. So you just, if you haven't got any sensor connected, you can just put there like a fake variable value, just any number. Or you can create a counter which is counting upwards or whatever. And then take screenshots of your solution in the end.